Anything outdoors, beautiful weather.
Awesome.
It is going to turn a little bit nicer. The one problem was going to be getting rid of the humidity on the south shore, and it is just lingering. Now, visibility is fine at the moment, but the Weather Service is kind of playing around with the idea of maybe setting a dense fog advisory for the south shore, especially south of 10. Because of that lingering humidity, we do have a low cloud deck, and that could easily develop into fog. Now, the model's not overly aggressive with any fog development overnight, at least in the city, but down toward the coast, certainly a possibility. Then as we get into early tomorrow morning, assuming that that drier air settles in, we should see most fog down toward, say, south of Grand Isle or near the mouth of the river. Now, Sunday, I do think those dew points are going to be inching back upwards, so then we'll likely see a little bit more of the patchy fog to start our Sunday. It's just always a problem to get rid of the humidity completely, especially when you have such a weak cold front that moved through earlier. So not fog, because visibilities at the surface are fine, but it is certainly a low cloud deck. As a matter of fact, our transmitter camera, which the camera is about 500 feet in the air, it is enveloped within the low cloud deck. So 65 degrees, and the dew point at the airport has not dropped into the 50s, so humidity right now is at 93%. North of the lake, the dew points have come down, so the humidity is much lower. Temperatures both sides of the lake are in the 60s, but the dew points, at least as Hammond, Macomb, Bogalusa, and out toward Baton Rouge, are in the 50s. That is much drier air. We are still hanging on to the 60s on the south shore, and this was another problem. We just did not have very strong winds out of the north to allow that dry air to settle all the way down to the surface. So we'll see just how far south the drier air gets, but definitely for many of us, it will be less humid this weekend. Still warm though, highs will be into the 70s by next week. Humidity coming back along with warmer temperatures. We'll be flirting with around 80 and even some lower 80s. So this is the upper feature that moved on past. This was never associated with cooler air. Temperatures on either side of the front were about the same. In fact, today was a little bit warmer than we were yesterday. What it did have was drier air, but you're starting to notice that our winds are not exactly out of the north anymore. They're almost out of the east. So kind of questioning just how much farther south this drier air will make it into the metro area. Now, the models have been saying low 50s for tomorrow, mid 50s by Sunday. We'll see what happens. That is for MSY, so that's for the South Shore. Now, North Shore dew points, at least at Slidell, we're still in the low 60s, but they are anticipated to come down overnight tonight. We'll see. That is being optimistic that we do tap into that drier air, because next week, humidity will be on the rise. All of our rainfall and clouds from early this morning, long gone. Very pleasant weather on the way, so even with a little bit of patchy fog to start our Saturday, we are going to see mostly sunny skies. May have a little bit of low cloudiness in the morning hours, and then plenty of sunshine, slightly less humid, so a little bit more of a pleasant feel for the coming days, and high temperatures in the 70s. Very nice, even as we start into next week. But the next week weather pattern is kind of shaping up more spring-like, and kind of a perfect way to start March. At the surface, we're going to have a high pressure off the east coast. That is bringing in more of that southeasterly wind, and that'll be pretty persistent all week long. In the upper levels, we will have an upper ridge. That warms us up. So warmer, more humid, and breezy for most of next week. Temperatures overnight tonight dropping 50s and 60s depending upon the dew points. 76 degrees our high, 77 on Sunday. We're back into the lower 80s by mid next week.